Because Dates is the name of a new series of half-hour episodes in which people go on internet dates. Ever been on one? 20 to 9. Tune in to BBC Two's Spring Watch for a calming vision of cute animals all living in harmony, and you'd be sorely disappointed.
Viewers have found themselves gripped by footage of jackdaw chicks forced to defend themselves against vicious attacks by another group of adult jackdaws in a neighbouring nest.
Well, Spring Watch presenter Martin Hughes. It's not so much Spring Watch as Screen Watch there where you are. Morning, how are you?
And I have to say, a little bit upsetting.
Fascinating for people to see that. What's weird though is that there were spare nesting sites and boxes elsewhere for those jackdaws to go to, so why pick that one?
Your shoulder, is that the live shot?
Watching, and I suppose it must be even stronger for you to seeing things like that happening, of wanting to get involved, saying don't be cruel and don't be horrible to the jackdaws, but of course that would spoil the whole idea, wouldn't it? I mean, it is all about watching nature red in tooth and beak.
Thanks
fascinating
so much.
Stuff. Thank you.
Martin Hughes Games, and Spring Watch is on BBC Two tonight at 8 o'clock. See how those jackdaw chicks get on.
Well, from Spring Watch and jackdaws to an animal of a rather different variety, a spaniel called a hero dog after his barking helped people to find his injured owner. He's now himself been rescued from a tiny ledge after surviving for 10 days without food or water.
His name's Sutty. He was out walking with his owner when they both fell around 450 feet down Snowdonia. Sutty's barking alerted hikers who called for help. The dog was scared off, though, by the rescue helicopter, which was sent out to get them.
But then, miraculously, he was found on Saturday by two climbers. Rob Shepherd, who's part of the Llanberis Mountain Rescue Team, and has got a marvellous story, isn't it? Eh?
Absolutely.
So tell us what happened from your viewpoint.
Well, we instantly...
Climbing, are you talking about walking, or were you actually climbing?
Climbing. This is with harnesses and ropes.
Sheer part of the rock face then?
Absolutely,
okay.
yeah.
And therefore, you've needed your hands to be able to climb, and getting a dog then is obviously going to be quite a tricky maneuver.
Intrigued by that moment. So you get to the ledge, and there's the dog who's obviously, you know, in a bit of a state. And how did you gave him water first off? Did you have a bowl with you? What did you do? Because
I took the lid off and poured water into the lid, and it had some, and then I poured a bit more and it had some more, and I carried on pouring, and this little dog must have had about half a pint of water.
Yeah. You get Sutty down.
The bits of gear to protect Rob and help Rob put together an abseil, and he stayed there. At that time, Ogwyn Mountain Rescue Team were able to...
He was still alive after 10 days, but fantastic story. Thank you both very much. And
a lucky
well
day
done.
to choose to go climbing on that
Absolutely.
particular rock face,
Yes.
wasn't it?
Thank you for Sutty.
Great.
Yes.
Great to see.
Thank you.
Well, there we go. Let's have a look at the weather now. What a great story, Carol. Have you got a good...
10 minutes to 9. The protest songs, long been an artist's way of highlighting or fighting injustice, and now a new generation of musicians has been inspired to take up the cause.
Yes, they include will.i.am, Mumford & Sons, U2 and Ed Sheeran, and they've recorded new versions of celebrated protest songs to highlight issues of global poverty. I'm going to talk about what inspired them in just a moment. First, let's have a listen.
Very eloquently put. Thanks very much indeed. Adrian, thanks very much. The website is
one.org/protest songs.
All right, we'll put a link up on the Breakfast website. Thanks very much. Thank you
Good
both.
to talk to you both. Thank you very much
you.
indeed. It is just approaching 9 o'clock. Northern Ireland has been the inspiration for many films and TV series. Well, it's now building an international reputation as a place to make them as well.
A new Hollywood-style version of Dracula, and the next series of both Game of Thrones and BBC Two's The Fall are about to be shot there. Our correspondent Chris Buckler is on another film set in County Antrim for us this morning with a glimpse of the future.
Alarming, doesn't it? The robot overlords are coming soon. Perhaps they are. Chris, thanks very much.
Sometimes we think you're already here, really. As we saw there, Game of Thrones, one of the big hits filmed in Northern Ireland. One of its stars, Una Chaplin, is with us here. No,
isn't it?
So
to film in.
So it's really dramatic, and it's got like these beautiful...
Which I expect might interfere with filming from time to time.
Except when you want it to rain and then it's sunny.
Yes.
That happened a few times.
You're here not to talk just about Game of Thrones, but also about dates.
Yes, but before we talk to Una about dates, let's get a last quick look at what's happening where you are.
I didn't give a fig for dates. Welcome Welcome back. Having Charlie Chaplin as a grandfather might give you something to live up to, but many would say Una Chaplin's managing it very well. Her roles range from the long-suffering wife of Hector, Marnie, in The Hour, to Talisa in the fantasy programme Game of Thrones. She's now starring as a wealthy, mysterious internet dater in the new series Dates.
Yes, talking to Una, and it's her character Mia who's on the search for Mr. Right. Do you see you as Mia and he calls you Celeste?
Yes.
So you better clear that a little bit up.
She's a bit of a liar, this one. No, I think it's something that apparently a lot of people do, which is sort of go up under an alias and not necessarily welcome.
It's a fascinating idea. There's a lovely little series because they're sort of relatively short episodes, and just watching that had me sort of grimacing, you know, sort of grinding my teeth in awkwardness. But you signed up for it.
Do you mean that you have always had relationships but not actually dated?
Yeah.
To do with somebody that you think you might be interested in, see if
so
it
like
works out.
to suss out the romance.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I think a date is.
In America, there is this kind of idea of dating where you sort of go out on structured
Yeah, it's very Jane Austen.
event dates. That's right. It is kind of formal, isn't it? Whereas you're describing a kind of more informal way
Getting to know you.
Learn when you signed up for the dating service, and how far did you go with it?
Aren't you the curious one? I signed up and I used a friend of mine's photo, and everything, all the information that I uploaded.
Yeah, so you were doing it as research, but of course the people who are contacting you...
Yeah, they're doing it for... I felt like such a fraud.
It's sensitive, isn't it? I mean, it is something that lots of people now turn to, internet dating.
Yeah, I think
Did you, as you sort of delved a little bit further into it, did you think, this is something that...
Slightly different view of romance in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Really.
But there's a lot of drama, isn't there, in Game of Thrones?
Tears have flown.
How have you, sort of, there has been a huge reaction to that. It's become, you know, a huge cult hit, really, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's got something for everyone.
Wouldn't you say?
Pardon?
J.R.R. Tolkien with adult scenes sort of thing?
Yeah, it's similar.
Pretty popular.
Yes.
And well done for being in it. Thanks very much for joining us this
Thank
morning.
you very much.
Lovely to see you.